Hi. We've been hearing on the news how President Obama and some of the U.S. Congress are wanting to do a military strike because of children in another country being killed. We've done it when other countries have abused children. Here's my question to President Obama, U.S. Congress, Kansas Congress, and Governor Sam Brownback, who used to be a U.S. Senator. Now, I know as a senator, he did help military families that were in crisis. That was ours. And I don't get why American children are still being killed by states not protecting them, but there's a federal program called TAPTA, which the federal government enacted to give states additional money for foster care so foster care would be better. Well, to use the CAPTA, you have to have evidence the child has had life-threatening abuse. And Kansas has been guilty of not doing CAPTA properly, but they still receive money. And they, like other states, are targeting certain children to gain extra money from CAPTA. I'm only can speak on Kansas because our family is in this nightmare right now. So why are American children not as important? They should be more important than children in other countries. Here's the crimes that Kansas is committing. And we call them the hidden predators. The CPS social workers, which are now, they're called DCF instead of SRS, and judges, court workers, school teachers, school administrators, Board of Education, foster care agencies that are privatized. There's even one of the foster care agencies, Youthville, that many of us are asking, since they put life insurance on the children, are the children worth more alive or dead? Now, SRS, now called DCF, targeted special needs children because they could receive more money from CAPTA if the special needs children stayed in foster care and never went home. And that's our case. Our daughters are not home, but had a surprise visit from the CSO for our court case. We thought our attorneys were telling us somewhat the truth, but not totally, and they weren't, because they're saying it's all medical. Found out no, they were taken with a lie, that we weren't taking them to doctors, and we could easily prove that was a lie. But SRS found out that my husband finally was declared disabled by Social Security, and that the girls and I were to get a substantial amount of back pay. Well, they didn't think about it too well because they were already on SSI. So then you have to go back 5 years and see if any of those benefits would have been dropped or cut way back. So then SRS got very angry when they found out they're only getting an itty bitty little bit of money. But I don't care about the money. What I care about are my daughters and the children in Kansas that are being abused by juvenile courts and DCF that used to be SRS. The CSO said they're being kept out of the home because of truancy. Here's a slight problem with that. How are homeschool children truant? David and I have always wanted our daughters, well, our children before we even had them, to attend Lutheran schools. So we would watch for, when we moved, that we were near a Lutheran school. And then while we were stationed at Andrews, God bless us with 2 wonderful daughters. but his command wasn't happy because they were disabled. So they tried to get him out for that, and they failed, luckily. But my sister tried to help ruin his career. This is just a small tangent. Because she's the one that now has our daughters. She is not getting them proper medical care. She does not allow them to wear their braces. Can't explain why their eyesight has changed so dramatically. And this is better care than here at home. We proved that they were better socialized homeschool. They were able to do Special Olympics, classes at the zoo. We didn't just keep them in the home. We belonged to organizations that did field trips for children that were homeschooled. But yes, our daughters can't be truant because they were homeschooled. And the court has the documents that show, yeah, they were homeschooled. All you have to do in Kansas is fill out a registration. And if your daughters had been enrolled in a public school, you have to notify that schools and district that your children are homeschooled. We did that. We pulled them out December 3rd, 2010, because teachers weren't telling us when our daughters had what they call strange behaviors. Well, the strange behaviors are actually a symptom of a possible complication from mitochondrial myopathy, which my family does not want to believe that my daughters and I had, even though it was diagnosed at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. So yeah, Sedgwick County, Kansas, and the juvenile courts are disrespecting the U.S. military because they're saying their medical knowledge isn't good. So, but yes, DCF has removed children for special needs because of truancy. This does not qualify for CAPTA because it's not a life-threatening. Now, we all remember the Casey Anthony story. Well, during that time, we had Adam Herman missing for 10 years. Finally, someone said he was missing in 2009. His adoptive/foster parents are only doing time for money fraud. Excuse me, they were still accepting money, putting him on taxes, but he was gone. He has been declared dead. Why aren't they charged with murder? And there are other children that have been murdered by their abusers, and SRS social workers have testified on the stand. Yes, we knew that the child was being abused. Yes, we knew it was life-threatening, but foster care was filled up with special needs children from truancy. So they need to be held accountable. So U.S. Congress and President Obama, I'm sorry, the other children in other countries are not more important than my babies and all the children in America. You need to act and do military intervention or something against the states who are doing this, taking our special children out of our homes, and they are Americans that are being abused by states. And these children are Air Force children. But yet, McConnell Air Force Base has been our only real strength, and some of our other supporters in that. Stop the states from child abuse. Stop the states from allowing children to be murdered. Please, act now. Our children are more important